I've been running Blam Digital now for it's coming up to 11 years actually, and we've got systems and processes in place now that are fantastic for helping our partners be effective and efficient in the way that they operate their business, manage their jobs, manage their leads, and get stuff done as effectively as possible. However, when we first set out, we had a lot to figure out because way back in 2015 when I set up Blam, we were already running a successful digital marketing agency. We had systems and processes, but then when you needed to add another layer to that, in other words, we needed then to be able to give those systems and processes to our partners, our digital marketing agencies that sit under us, but still have transparency on everything that's going on. Way back then, it was pretty difficult to organise systems that would deliver that kind of experience. And so when we first set up, we had to sort of connect together through a series of connections and bits of software, a variety of different things to help the partners get the most out of their systems and processes. And I found it quite frustrating because the partners had a few tools that they used that did a great job, but then in order for us to dive in and out of them and support them and help them, it became quite a sort of complex web of different pieces of software and different systems in order to deliver the results. Because typically when you're running a digital marketing agency, you need to have a system that first of all can give you all the information, a CRM effectively, about your prospects and about the contact that you've made with them and the conversations that you've had and the requirements that they need. You need a system to be able to deliver them quotes and or proposals. And then once they sign that proposal, you need a system to be able to take the money. And then once they take the money, you need a system to actually put them through a pipeline so that you can follow their production process. And throughout that time, you also need ticketing system to be able to manage the back and forth that goes on, as well as then any other requirements and any other projects that need to go on. And all of this needs to be put together in a way that you can track it and be as effective and efficient as possible. And as we started to grow and get more and more partners, it became really clear to me that what we actually needed was a bespoke system, a system that I would design specifically for what I knew a digital marketing agency would need in order to be as effective and efficient as possible. And I started to formulate, I did it all on a mind map actually. I started mapping it out. I love mind maps, by the way. They're awesome way of sort of helping you, build out an idea. And so I started drawing out all the different elements that I needed and all the different things that I knew partners needed and all the different things that we would need to support them and give them their best possible opportunity. And what we ended up building was a system that we now call Blam Connected. And Blam Connected came from that inception of wanting to reduce the number of logins that we and our partners had and be able to have full transparency over what was going on in the partnership. And back in 2017, I ended up kind of consolidating that and mapping it out. And then we went through a process of getting it developed. We launched it in 2018. And since then, it's been a real labour of love. It now kind of runs our business. There's lots of automation in there, and it is a constant development project for us because Blam Connected is one of the key things that makes the Blam Partnership Programme so unique, because it's designed specifically for the way we do things and specifically for the way that we know digital marketing agencies can get the most effective results. Within it, we've now got a training system, a booking system, a ticketing system, a production system. It manages all the subscriptions, the invoices. It actually manages the briefs. all of the back and forth internally in terms of tickets. It's got ongoing updates and messages to partners. It's got a dashboard that gives lots of metrics and an overview of what's going on in each business. It's got the price list in there. And it is just the kind of Bible, if you like. It's the be-all and end-all for Blam partners to be able to have one point of access that gives them an overview on everything that's going on. And then for us, as we go back, to manage the hundreds of jobs that are going through at any one point in our ecosystem, we've got full transparency over that. In fact, I've got Blam connected right here on my laptop in front of me, and I can see right now that we've got 331 ongoing jobs at this point in time. I can see which partners have submitted briefs today. I can see which partners have submitted briefs and what kind of briefs they are this week. I can see a pipeline of everything that's going on in the business and at what stage each job is on, as can the production team and as can each Blam partner. Each Blam partner can see their own pipeline, because once you start getting a few customers and you've got a few jobs going through and they're at different stages and at different stages of amendment, you want to be able to track that. You want to be able to communicate with the team on those jobs, but then you also allow the team to communicate directly with the Blam partner's customer as if they were the Blam partner. So in other words, it's a white label system that allows us to communicate directly with the end customer without the end customer actually knowing that it comes from the Blam head office. Some Blam partners prefer to keep us a secret. Some Blam partners shout from the rooftops about the team being Blam and everything else, and we allow both ways to be managed all through this system. So all those different tiers and all those different scenarios are accounted for within Blam Connected. It's one of the reasons why I'm really proud of it. It is an awesome system. Every month we have quite a significant amount of development done on it each month, because we've got a development list that is always ongoing. We've got loads of AI built into it. For example, when somebody submits a brief through the partnership portal, and everybody's got their own brief portal that is connected to Blam Connected, they submit the brief by choosing the theme. Let's say it's a website brief. They choose the theme. They get the customer to say, yeah, I like the look and feel of this one. That then goes through the system. It automatically builds the website. It allocates it to that partner. It notifies them on the ticket, and then the correspondence can be done privately between the partner and our team, or we can include the customer if needed. And we can also do private message internally just to us if we need to go back and forth with certain ideas. There's a whole inventory in there as well, so that we can store all the images for websites and marketing campaigns and branding, etc., allocate them to the specific customers. I literally could talk about Blam Connected for a couple of hours here to go into all the detail and the way that it works. But the truth of it is that it makes our life so much more simple, because it all works linear within the system. So when Blam partners get trained, the first thing that they do is they get access to Connected, and they get access to all these tools, and they get taught how Connected works. And it really makes the operation of a digital marketing agency seamless and so much easier to manage. And as I say, it's a constant development tool as well. So we've got some really cool stuff coming up in the next few months. And Blam Connected is kind of, I always say to the team, it's kind of the jewel in our crown. It's the thing that makes everything work nice and simple. It's completely unique. There's still nothing on the market that would do what we need to do, that's off the shelf. And because it's ours, we can do exactly what we like with it. We're not restricted in any way. We can develop in-house what we need. We can manage it ourselves. It's completely ring-fenced, and it means that it is, the thing that makes Blam, or one of the things that makes Blam utterly unique. If you want to find out more about Blam Connected, we do a deep dive on Blam Connected when we do a discovery day. So if it's something you want to find out more about, you can do that by booking in. I'm sure there'll be a link somewhere below this. And if you want to find out more about Blam, the team would be delighted to tell you about it and talk you through some of the other unique systems and processes that we have that make running your agency so much slicker, so much easier than trying to do it all by yourself. So I've been Grant Stain, I'm the CEO here at Blam. Thanks for listening, I hope you've enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe if you want to find out more about running your own digital agency. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Thanks for listening.